Well, the next project, a little John Deere 4240. This is the one I put a water pump on, thermostats, blew out the radiators. But I noticed when I was here, this fella hasn't been done since 21. So we're gonna put an oil filter, fuel filter, drain the oil, put some new oil in it, and an inner and outer air filter. So to drain the oil, pretty simple. I've got this little drain plug. It's got a washer keeper on here, so we're gonna take a chisel, hammer that in like that, and that'll fold that over. We got our official approved drain bucket, so let's get that done. And it should be about 4.5 gallons of oil. That's an 1.25 inch plug. Got it loose. It's a huge drain plug. And looks like it's gonna have about 4 gallons. We're just gonna let that drip dry for a minute. I wanna take this washer off, clean it up, and then hammer it back flat. And that's pretty much good enough. Stick the plug back in. Then use an approved torque wrench and torque it to 474,000 foot-pounds. Now, apparently I wasn't recording at all, but when I took that off, luckily the guy that did it before me didn't over-tighten the damn thing. But I went ahead and stuck it back in the bucket because when I drop this bucket off at O'Reilly's after hours, they can deal with it. And make sure that you pull the old O-ring off. It gets stuck in there sometimes. If you don't, you'll double O-ring it, and when you start it up, it'll blow the O-ring out, and it'll give an oil bath all over everything. Again, we're gonna let O'Reilly's deal with that. Now, we're gonna take our favorite parts cleaner. If you guys hadn't tried this stuff, you gotta try it. It's way better than normal brake clean. I know it says parts cleaner and degreaser. This stuff is freaking awesome. It's like the brake clean out of the 90s. I don't know what it is. Every time I come to a shop, do a job in a field, especially out in the country, all these little fat heifer country girls come up and want to get my number and want to eat my... Talking to you, Susan. All right, let's get our new filter, slap her on. We'll go ahead and grab the fuel filter while we're there. I'll show you how to do it. You got to love these old school fuel filters. You don't have to do nothing to them. Just come in here. You push that forward and then you pry that up, but I can't do it one-handed. You guys, I haven't seen these old glass filters that John Deere uses. Kind of a neat setup. I'm gonna pop this old one on, pop the new one on, and then prime. Now you put the new filter on, make sure you put the O-ring in there. Get your finger full of clean oil, wipe it on the O-ring on both sides. Stick your oil filter, and man, they had a huge oil filter on this tractor. I was kind of annoyed because like on this truck, man, that oil filter is tiny, tiny, tiny. I mean, it is little bitty. I don't know why on a big V10 you'd have such a small filter, but the newer and newer the vehicles, the smaller they're making the oil filters for some reason. But put it on there hand tight. I'm going to tell you guys a misconception that I ran into a bunch when I was younger. Guys would tell you that, oh, it's a diesel. Any diesel, you got to put the filter wrench back on it. You got to crank her down at least another half turn. Don't do that. Diesels don't need it. Diesels aren't special. They don't have special oil. They don't vibrate more than a gasoline motor. Just tighten it by hand. And to prime that, there's a little lever down here on the bottom of the fuel filter. So right there, you lift that up, and if you watch, that fills it up. Just keep doing that until it's all the way up to the top. And it seems like our primer just broke, so that's cool. All right, so I had to take that line off, keep priming it. So you got to fuel off, put that line back on. Leave it a hair loose. So it drips like that. Put that back on. And tighten her down, and now we're primed. Now the air filter is behind that grate, and to get the grate out, you just pull the top up, pull the bottom because there's little pins down in the bottom, and then hopefully it's got the spring on it still. If it does, that's your air filter. Take your wing nut off. Now we're going to pull this one off. That's the old one. Okay, so now we're at this point. Before we take this inner one off, I'm going to clean all this grass out of here. Leave this one on so nothing gets in the intake, and then we'll pull that one off. Now you can see there's the old seal in there. The old seal needs to come out. Got a new seal on there. So it's real simple. That guy just sticks on like that. You got your warning note. This inner one goes in first. Then grab our outer. That's awesome. They don't fit. So I reused the old inner. I did blow it out. Put the outer one on. I'll get an inner and come back and replace it. In the meantime, just like the mechanic before me, I'm going to take a paint pen, go up in the cab, figure out how many engine hours they are. And we're going to write the engine hours and the date on the filters. Got our hours written on there. Take this guy, put him back. Take our screen, put our screen on. Now we're going to fill it up full of oil. Anytime you do an oil change, I don't care what it's on, I don't care if it's your lawnmower, customer's car, your vehicle, get you a marker and always write on the filters mileage, engine hours, or at least the date. I kind of have an affinity for this green color, so I always get these green pens. I encourage you guys to order an odd color of pen. So everyone has white, silver, red, and yellow. So if somebody else changes it, they can write on there and you can't really tell if it was yours. Nobody has this color green. So when I write green on any part that I put on, I don't know, I'm the only one that did it because there's not another field mechanic out there with a chartreuse green pen. And I went to the art supply store and found the brightest green pen I could. So get you a unique color pen because it'll come in handy. All right, now you guys can tell I need to put a little more oil in there. And that's done for now. Need to start it up, and that oil filter is going to fill up full of oil, and then oil level should drop a little bit, but I still have another gallon of oil that I can use. Now I need to rewrite my number on my oil filter because I just brake cleaned her off. Every mechanic needs a junk drawer. So I know I get varying opinions on this stuff, but I don't do oil changes unless they're synthetic oil. On 18-wheelers, tractors, stuff like that, I always use Rotella T6. You buy it pretty cheap, but want to cheap out in it. It's actually the same stuff I use in my motorcycles too, and I know somebody in the comments is going to tell me, you can't do it because of the wet clutches. I've been running it for a long time. So everything's done. I'm going to fire it up real quick, make sure there's no air in the system, and recheck the oil level. Now a John Deere tractor, the old ones are very complicated to fire up, so I'm going to show you what to do. You push that in, turn this key. And to kill it, you pull this. Now, you check your oil filter, make sure it's not dripping or anything. It's looking good. Fuel filter is not dripping anything. It does look a little wet because I just sprayed a bunch of brake clean to clean up the diesel and the oil. We're going to check our dipstick again. And we're just a little bit low, so we're going to go ahead and top her off. And that is it. That's it for the oil change on this old girl. These old tractors, you keep them new filters in them, and you fix the leaks when they happen. These you start every time. Really good old tractors. Eventually I'll have some land, and I want to get a series like this with a cab, but I want the AC to work. And this actually belonged to land The cattle and the tractor belong to my pastor, and I need to ask him if he wants me to fix this or not. It needs a compressor, because that is locked up tight. But I bet you he'd love to have AC. I need to go ahead, check the coolant level while I'm here. It's good. Put a new radiator cap on it when I was working on it. And she's good. Whole job takes, 20, 25 minutes if you're taking your time. 30 minutes if you're making a video, apparently. Not that bad. It is a little costly. The synthetic oil is kind of pricey, especially when you buy it at a parts store. And the filters are, I think, about $300 in filters. But, you know, that's the way prices are getting. Hope you guys liked the video. If you do happen to be in Glen Rose, Granbury, Hood County, Tarrant County, Parker, or Somerville, anywhere in that area, here at the county, you got an old tractor, some old equipment, or anything that you need a mechanic for, give me a holler. Let me know. I'll come out and fix it for you. Hit that like button, subscribe, and leave your comments down below about your own stories about an old Ford 240 or the old John Deere tractors. Get out and fix it.